Welcome to Prep Rally, presented by ARPreps.com. I'm your host, Vernon Tarver, with the Northwest Arkansas Democrat-Gazette. A lot to recap on this edition. Let's start with overall state tennis. It was last week in Little Rock. A bunch of local athletes to brag on. Brooke Killingsworth out of Bentonville. She just tore through this tournament just like she did at the state tournament. Brooke, congratulations. 6-2, 6-3 winner over Presley Sutherland of Mount St. Mary. She's your girls single overall state champion. Bentonville, the state champions on the girls side in 7A. Also had the winners in girls doubles. Taylor DeMonte and Avery Hargrove of Bentonville, your girls doubles overall champions. They beat the team of Houston and Miramustakos of Fayetteville in the finals. So Bentonville sweeps the overall tennis state championships. Also props to Alexis Evans of Hoss Hall Bentonville. She made it to the semifinals in girls singles. So a lot of good representation down there at overall tennis last week. You also had volleyball state finals. The state tournament, we were there live last week, and the state finals took place Saturday at Hot Springs, Fayetteville, Springdale Harbor, 7A clash. We were all kind of anticipating this matchup all year long. They split their matches in the regular season. This is a rematch of last year's state championship, and Fayetteville, the defending champs, they were the marked team. Everybody was kind of pushing for Fayetteville, looking out for them all year long, and they do it again. The Lady Bulldogs, back-to-back state champions, 4-set victory over Springdale Harbor. Congratulations. Jessica Phelan, coach of the state champion Lady Bulldogs, talked to us after the big win for Fayetteville. Let's hear from Coach Phelan.
I'm super proud of the girls. I felt like, they came out with a lot of just passion from the get-go, and just a really solid performance. And obviously Harbor is a very talented team, and they have obviously beaten us during the regular season. A team that we have a lot of respect for, and so we knew that it was going to be a real challenge today. And I thought we responded when they made a push. We were able to come back, and we just had so many individual performances that really stood out in my mind. But just collectively as a group, they really wanted to, get out there and fight for each other. This is such a close-knit group that really have great relationships on the court and off the court.
Great job by Fayetteville, and great job by Springdale Harbor. Let's give props to them. A 32-5 season for Coach Schischler and her team. Just a tremendous year. You also had in Class 4A Huntsville, just a remarkable run. They go all the way to the state finals as a 3 seed from up here in the Northwest region and make it to the finals. Unfortunately, a loss in the finals to Brookland, but Coach Baker and Huntsville, you got to give them credit. Nobody really saw them making it all the way to the finals. They do lose in 4 sets to Brookland, but still tremendous job to make it to the finals for the Huntsville Lady Eagles. In football last weekend, the big game was Bentonville West over Rogers. This sets Bentonville West, the Wolverines, their first year, no seniors, young team. They beat Rogers 26-22. This sets them up as the 4 seed from the 7A West. Can we believe this? They're going to host a playoff game. In their first year, they're going to host a playoff game. An unbelievable job by Coach Pratt and the Wolverines. An excited bunch of guys. Let's talk to Coach Pratt and his thoughts on the big win in the season so far.
That just would have quit on the 1-yard line. There's a lot of people that have just quit on the 1-yard line. But you battled and keep going and keep making plays. And we said somebody had to man up this week. And look what you did.
Yes, sir!
Real quick, we haven't even talked about this all week. Because of the coaching staff, we said we weren't saying anything about it. But because of that win, you finished 4th in the district and get to host the playoff game.
You're less than 1 yard away from defeat, but yet
I wasn't going to be defeated that quick. We were going to have a little bit of time, and we had a plan in reserve to that. But, I couldn't be more pleased the way our kids stepped up and battled when it was in that fourth quarter, that game-winning drive, kind of like our freshmen did last night with a huge block to get into the championship of a field goal try. And for us to come and actually, get a stop like that, and even though there was some stuff that went on, I don't really know what happened, but it was a win, and couldn't be more pleased of the win.
Yeah.
Another 7A West action. Fayetteville, they got the big win a couple weeks ago over Springdale Harbor, and boy, they kept it rolling 56-7 over Springdale this last week. Sets them up real nice. They're still looking to be conference champion, maybe get that 1 seed, taking care of business. Nice job to not have a letdown this last week. Coach Blankenship, that's what he was looking for, to see them kind of, keep it going strong, and they sure did that. Here's Coach Blankenship with his thoughts on how Fayetteville just kept rolling this week against the Red Dogs.
Well, I thought it was real important for us as a team to follow up a good win last week and to come out and not have a letdown. We needed to come out and really be operating, I think, on all, hitting on all pistons, and just, we just want to keep getting better. We think it's right to be trying to peak for the playoffs.
Bentonville doing the same thing. Let's remember, Bentonville still has a chance for a share of that conference championship. Bentonville, Harbor, Fayetteville, all in that mix. Now they're still battling for the seeds, but Bentonville still has an eye on that championship, and they got the business. Took care of business against Rogers Heritage. We're out in front real early, held on for an easy win, no problem. Coach Grant talked about how they continue to really get the job done, looking ahead to the playoffs. Here's Coach Grant with his thoughts on Friday's win over Heritage.
Well, I was very pleased with the way we played in the first half. Our kids came out and played real well. I don't know what the total offense was in the first half, but I know that our kids played well, tackled real well. I was real pleased with the way we came up from the second level. So pleased with that performance defensively.
Offensively.
In other games, the big one in 5A was Alma with the big win over Greenbrier. They're really set up for a conference championship in the 5A West. And then you have in 4A really all the top teams, Prairie Grove, Pea Ridge, Shiloh taking care of business. We'll talk about the big Shiloh-Pea Ridge game later in the week. That's the big one coming up. In 3A, what about the Elkins Elks? 56-15 over Greenland. They still have a chance for that conference championship. They need a little help in some other games this week, but Elkins, a 41-point win against their rivals, very impressive. That's the roundup in football. Just tons of great action all over the place. Volleyball, tennis, football. We were just happy to get out to all of it. Be sure and stick with us. We'll be here catching it all on AR Preps. Speaking of AR Preps, our AR Preps Pick'em Poll, we're happy to announce we didn't have any bags this week. We had good picks. Check it out every Friday on arpreps.com. Graham Thomas, we're coming after you. He's our leader right now, but we're getting close. Some guys like Paul Boyd, Rick Fires are chasing you. You can check that out every Friday, and go to arpreps.com for highlights, for recaps of all the football games. Like we said, send us your videos. All you kids, we've got them before. We're asking for them. We want to post them. We want to include them here on Prep Rally. And stick with us throughout this football season as we move on into the spring. Thanks for joining us on Prep Rally.